quick heads up that the thing that you are about to watch is a segment from our full episode of The Boss Battle Show, which is our podcast about video gaming that you can find on any of your favorite podcasting services around the world. iTunes, Stitcher, Anchor, any of that stuff. Anyway, just so you know, maybe you want to go check out the full episode. On to the content. So here's the next thing. Here's what we're going to talk about. But it's an interesting subject because I feel shitty covering it in the sense that NetherRealm Studios works very hard to bring us surprises, bring us roster reveals to get that crazy reaction. When they were able to keep Ninja Turtles under wraps and then launched it, it blew everybody away. We're like, what the living fuck?
Yes.
And that was very cool because they were able to keep it a secret. Problem is leaks happen. And this last few days have been some very, very, very large, very, very probably legitimate leaks.
Yes.
In terms of Mortal Kombat 11, including several character reveals.
Yes.
And it sucks because you know that they're probably a little deflated by this.
Absolutely.
Because now everyone's talking about it. So it's really going to take the wind out of a lot of these reveals. When they go to reveal it, we're like, yeah, we knew. You know.
But, I think there's a lesson here for them.
Don't name your achievements so blatant.
Stop putting your achievements, don't make it available on the scene.
Here's the
store,
thing,
man.
Well, this
has happened so many times.
This is taken by a third-party data collector, StreamDB. So they go through and scrape whatever back-end information in there is to. I'm not quite sure how it works, but it's happened before. So it's listed several MK11 achievements. So
mega spoilers ahead, folks.
Yeah. Well, you already know. If you probably already know
if you're watching.
But this happened over 2 days. So the first day there was a set of achievements that came out, and there was a character reveal. So there are trophy IDs. The trophy ID will say perform 2 fatalities at SCO. So SCO. That's obviously Scorpion. Perform 2 different fatalities with Sub-Zero, and BAR Baraka, SKA Scarlet. You understand the naming nomenclature here.
Yes.
Then the first day, they revealed perform 2 different fatalities with ERR. There are no other characters that fit that mold other than Aaron Black. This was the first of a few disappointments for myself. I didn't think Aaron Black was cool at all.
Yeah, you don't jive with the character type.
I don't jive with cowboys. I don't jive with just jobber characters that are just there to further another bad guy's agenda as just a henchman. I need a little bit of substance. Okay, he didn't give me any of that. I didn't care for his gameplay. I don't care for gun characters much. There are some exceptions. I think Cassie Cage is really cool, but I don't care for gun play. However, here's where I stand on this: is so far with MK11. I personally, in my humble opinion, think they've done a fabulous job with redesigns. Taking characters that maybe weren't so great before in terms of redesign, that didn't have much going for them in terms of character development and just overall palpable character, like Scarlet, and giving her new identity. I think I think it's possible that we could, because he's going to be in the game for sure. I think that we'll see a cool redesign that will make him maybe different in my eyes. And this is kind of the attitude I have going forward for the rest of these character reveals. I'm like, if I'm not excited about it, I also think I haven't seen the character yet, so how could I say it's going to suck without seeing it in action? That said, we also have a confirmation of a Kung character. That's probably going to be Kung Lao, since we see him in the trailers. Though it's feasible it could be Kung Jin, but not likely. Not a lot of people like Kung Jin, so it's probably Kung Lao. And then we have Kano, Cassie, yep. And then we have a further confirmation of Devora with DVO. And then we have perform 2 different fatalities with JAD. Jade. I'm down with that. Jade's fucking
absolutely.
cool as shit. I'm super into Jade. I'm not surprised. Of course they were going to reveal her. In fact, I have a sneaking suspicion that this Thursday, at the next Combat Cast, because they're revealing a female character, it'll be either Katana, Jade, or Cassie.
Yeah.
Is my thought. So then we have a further confirmation of Cabal. Obviously, we didn't need it because we just saw him. And then we have KOT, which is pretty unanimously agreed is Kotal Khan. Again, another character that I found had a lot of potential in MKX that just fell very short in terms of narrative and just overall character development. He was way cooler in the comics than he was in the actual game. In the actual game, he just kind of got beat by a fucking dude with a bow and arrow, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm over. I got beat. I suck."
Yeah.
And then he just kind of turned into a bad guy. It just wasn't. He didn't have a cool arc. I thought it was his visuals were very cool, but I did not jive with his playstyle a whole lot. It was very stiff.
Yes.
But again, another character that I think could benefit from a pretty decent overhaul.
Yeah.
And I have to wonder if maybe that's why some of these characters are coming back, because maybe it's like everybody deserves a second chance. Here's the thing. NRS / Old Midway was notorious for introducing characters. Then they weren't great, and they're like, okay, fuck it, and never showed up again.
Yes.
I think that everybody deserves a chance to be the best character they can be. So while I didn't want to see a Kotal Khan, didn't want to see what would be Jackie,
yeah.
who is another one revealed. Those are characters I would never want to see again. They deserve their chance to be fleshed out into characters that are worthwhile. So I will reserve judgment until I see them. It's possible they could turn Jackie into the coolest fucking like kickboxy awesome character that I'm like, hell yeah, fuck yeah. The problem with Jackie is she served to exist just to be the best friend of Cassie and to be the love interest of Takeda and to just that's it, just kind of and then be basically
2D
the catalyst for Jax getting back into the picture. So she didn't really have her own character identity, which therefore lended her to be a very bland character. I did not like her character design of just another gray plaid army chick with the guns. It was not cool at all to me. But I think that it can be. And I think they know, because she was the least popular of everybody in MKX. This is baffling that they would have included her. I was like, are you kidding me? But I think that they're probably like, nope, give us another chance to redo her. She could be cool. Are you smelling that at all?
What you said about the kickboxer, that would be,
wouldn't be
cool as shit.
And I say that because in the comics, she had an instance where she was sparring with Cassie.
Yeah, Cassie.
And she's very kickboxy. And I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
And it also reminds me of back in MK2 when John Tobias was designing Kathy Long, who was a kickboxer back in the 90s, to be a character in MK2. We never really got that. So it'd be a cool archetype to have.
I do like kickboxers. Like
it'd be like an MMA chick.
Freaking Joe Higashi from the Fatal Fury series. One of my favorite like fighter characters, and that kickboxing style.
Super cool. Yeah, absolutely. Next character that was leaked here supposedly is FRO. So we got Frozone from The Incredibles.
Yes, we do.
No, Frost. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me too.
Everyone's like, well, female Sub-Zero. And sure, but I think that they could do
your ice clones.
I think you say that as a joke, but watch, it'll happen, and people will be very upset.
Yeah.
But no, I think that it's you can have two of a similar character. I mean, let's look at Ryu and Akuma, two very popular characters that everybody loves having in a game. And I'm not even talking about the other Shoto characters that exist in the Street Fighter universe, but there are several of them that all play fundamentally very similar. Yeah. And everybody loves them. So why can't we have another similar ice archetype character that plays a little bit differently? Yeah. Let's think back to Injustice 2, where we had Superman and Supergirl. Similar powers, similar character archetypes, both played very differently, and were both really cool characters.
Absolutely.
I think we can get that. And I think that Frost deserves the redesign and the reboot.
Absolutely, that'll be cool.
Is cool. Character-wise, she's super hot-headed, super brash, super, like, Western. I'm pretty sure she's got a Western background where, Kuai Luang has got an Eastern background, and, like, there's a lot of cool clashing that can happen there in terms of character development with her coming into her own, being a brash character that fights on instinct rather than using their head to fight. It could maybe have, like, a more wild and abrasive playstyle and stuff.
Yeah.
Be cool if I keep imagining every time I hear Frost being revealed, I imagine a hair redesign where instead of it being like fucking just Ursula spikes or whatever,
yeah,
she's got like ice dreads, would be really cool.
Ice dreads.
Like if she had like ice pulled up and like ice fucking dreads. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd be just happy with like Lady Snowblood, like long white hair or something like that.
That would be cool
like snow.
too. Yeah. Let it go. Let it go.
Okay, you're killing me.
It'd be super cool. So those are the characters. Well, and then of course there are 3 other characters that the initials are CET, KOT, and TER. These are characters that don't follow any similar naming structure from other characters. So this could be a what do you call it? New characters.
Yeah,
three
like,
new
what do you
characters,
mean?
which is what disturbs me the most because I don't want that many new characters. I don't.
Yeah.
We had fucking a lot of new characters in MKX, and then Boone has gone out of his way to say several times to say we're giving people a awesome classic roster with a lot of returning favorites, and we're less emphasis on new characters. And then here we are with really effectively only like 3 slots left for character reveals, and now we've got 3 new characters coming into the fray that could be. It's like now I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. Where's Fujin? Where's Shang Tsung? Where's Noob Saibot? Where are maybe a couple more trilogy characters? People that want to see. Where's Melina? This is something that is really upsetting everyone, and we'll have to see. The question remains, Gordy.
Yes.
Is it possible that these are not legit and they are red herrings by NetherRealm?
Oh, these things right here? It's possible.
I think it's possible.
You think they're playing 3D chess?
I think it's possible in the sense that I've read several reports that in Injustice 2, they leaked fake achievements in this very same way for like Shaggy and like somebody else. And other things. So you throw people off the roster. It's feasible that maybe some of these names are not new characters at all, and they're going to be returning favorites that they're, I don't know, keeping under wraps.
I would love that. I would love it a lot. I think if they could, checkmate us from the get-go.
Check
hell
and
yeah.
mate.
Hell yeah.
There are other achievements that were leaked, though, that I want to just touch on for just a minute. Your regular stuff: perform 100 brutalities, perform 25 brutalities, spill 10,000 pints of blood. The usual suspects. This one's interesting, though, Gordy. There's 2 particular ones. Run 5 miles in the crypt. And then also spear 50 hanging bodies in the crypt. Let's fuck on that for a minute.
So what has the crypt become?
Well, as I have speculated to you in private, and everyone else is speculating as well.
Yes.
Is it possible that we are going to get a Shaolin Monksy / third person style gameplay experience in the crypt where you're running amok, solving puzzles, unlocking graves and gear pieces and all this other stuff, but in a different perspective? I mean, if we think about MKX, we did have a first person perspective in the crypt, which was pretty cool. You solved a lot of puzzles. You got a lot of items that helped you unlock other areas. It was tight. But I think, and Boone has said, Crypt's coming back, and it's going to be bigger than they've ever done. There is also a, quote, new mode that people are going to flip out about, that they've talked about. Could this be where they're finding a compromise where, like, we're still giving you a chapter-based story mode, cinematic-style story mode, but your adventure experience can be had in the crypt? I think that's very possible with 2 different things. One, run 5 miles in a crypt. Well, you don't have the run mechanic in MK11 anymore. So if you're running in a crypt, that tells you right then and there it's a different perspective. Maybe it's first person again, where you can have the option to walk or run, or it's a third person perspective where in every first person game you have the ability to run. That's very interesting. The second is the spear 50 hanging bodies. That's always like spear, you immediately think of Scorpion. Well, then you think back to Shaolin Monks' canceled sequel, Fire and Ice, that was to... this got into development before it was canceled, and this featured Sub-Zero and Scorpion as the playable characters. Ed Boon recently tweeted about it, and a picture of Sub-Zero and Scorpion, and it said, "Oh, this reminds me of our canceled Fire and Ice game."
Yeah.
Could it be that in the crypt you play as Scorpion and Sub-Zero that are teaming up to go through places in time to unlock crypts or something, some sort of narrative-based thing. And to piggyback on that idea, can it be a co-op experience?
Oh, shit. Now you're talking. I don't know. That would be the ideal.
Yes, it would.
That would be pretty amazing. I won't hold my breath because that sounds so idyllically perfect that if that's what I'm expecting, I will be very disappointed.
Oh, you are, and that's the problem. Is that we're gonna? I think we're like expecting some serious fucking cool shit that is just not gonna happen. I really want it to be a procedurally generated experience where it's never ending. So you always have new crypts and things to go in and unlock. Like if they're continuously adding in new gear, it'd be sweet to go in and continue to explore and always find new crypts with procedurally generated stuff. It's kind of what I'm hoping. The last thing that we're going to cover in this is the trophy to perform Mercy 10 times.
Oh, yeah.
Very interesting because Mercy was introduced in Mortal Kombat 3, in the Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. You win a round, you lose a round, and then on round 3, at the finish him screen, you had the ability to give Mercy, where you would then grant the losing opponent a little bit more extra life, where you could then beat them again, or maybe they beat you. You could beat them again, and only then could you perform an animality, which was another stupid fucking thing in MK3. I don't think that the animalities are coming back in this game. There was a clip from Ed Boon in the interview with Brian Tong, where he, in a jumbled Ed Booney sentence where he's umming and ahhing, he made mention. He's like, a lot of people will bring up like animalities and stuff that we're not going to see that again, something to that effect. So I think he's kind of unofficially confirmed that animalities are not going to go back. But I do think that the Mercy is cool and can lead to some extreme hype tournament moments. Yeah. But of course, it will need to be tied to a new finisher of some sort that you can only do if you perform Mercy. We'll be interested to see where they go with that. Don't have a lot of speculation as to what that can be, but it's cool to see Mercy coming back. It was a cool part of MK3. It's just the animalities. Fuck, man, they look so dumb. God, Jesus Christ. Anyway, those are the leaks. Those are all the stuff that's happened with Mortal Kombat in the last week. That's a lot of shit. This is a long episode.
There's a lot of stuff.
We're not even fucking done. So let us know. Tweet at us or whatever. What do you think is happening with some of these achievements? Are you excited about the roster? Are you disappointed? And do you hope that you can turn into a poorly animated animal and maul your opponent in unsatisfying fashion?